Alright guys, so I'm working on a, what is this, 2002 Silverado center console. Customer of mine, like many people with Chevy trucks and GMs and all that kind of stuff in these year ranges, have real big issues with these center consoles. The lids are just crap. They crack, they break, and the latches are just terrible. So what I wanted to quick show you is that I'm working on repairing this the lid right now, and what we've got going on is I ended up doing a fiberglass, resin, and Bondo combination to do a filler for this entire thing. I actually opened this completely up and poured inside of it and filled in all this plastic. So I put everything, kind of lined it all backed up, and you can see where it's been cracked and everything's been very, very broken on it, and including pieces missing and everything. So I ended up turning it over, taping all this off, and filling it with that, and then allowing it to dry. So now we've got this nice and strong again, so I'm actually going to be kind of glazing this over and see if I can paint it and make it look pretty good again. So more on that in the future. But the thing I moved on to next is the latch. Now the latches on these things are absolutely terrible because they're hinged very, very poorly on this side, and they don't really work. I mean, they get stuck after a while when things get jammed in here and or fall in there. And then the other thing is they start pivoting down, which just will not move the latch, as you can see in there. So let me show you why. If you look at this, the latch is like many latches on things that have used latches forever. Very straightforward. If you push down on this little tab, which is how you jimmy these open, by the way, you can actually shove a screwdriver between the latch and push this down and it'll pop it open. If you push down on this, it moves perfectly. Well, what they do is they try to slide something under this to lift it, which is the much, much harder way of going. So let me show you what they did here. General Motors and all their infinite wisdom. Get my stupid camera to focus here. There we go. Alright, so you see right here, when this thing moves, it's supposed to slide under that and lift it up, but it can't do that. So what happens is this pivot point over here has a little plastic rod that's supposed to guide it, that's actually a part of this, which you can see this little spot here where it used to be, right at the tip of my finger there. It's now a little broken spot. It breaks off because it can't hold the force of trying to push something like that up. And then the other thing that happens is when you push on this side, because this is the side that actually moves, it turns down. So as it turns down, it just will not lift this. That, in a nutshell, is what goes wrong with this whole design. So what do? A little plastic rod. And where does this go? Basically right here on top of this lever that's real easy to push down. And what does it get held in place by? These two angled pieces of plastic. Basically, this gets wedged on top of this and gets held in place with that, and all it does is move this from fully closed to about here. So it holds it in that position, and then that makes it easier for this to slide and just finish the motion of going from here to open. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So I'm going to see if I can get rid of this design and put it all back together in a way that makes sense. And I will finish up this video with what. Right, so see in here, it looks like a piece of chewing gum. It's actually a piece of glazing putty Bondo. And what I did is I actually just dabbed a little glob of it down at the base of this whole mechanism. So now when it goes to move, it stops on it. That keeps this from closing too far and eliminates the need for this stupid thing. So that part eliminated, as it should well be. Now, if you have taken one of these apart out of frustration to not be able to get it open, you've probably had this stupid spring pop out on you and are having a dickens of a time trying to figure out where the hell it goes. So, let me show you that real quick. Slide this guy back. So here is the top of this whole latch assembly. we've got the actual button that you push. This guy slides into here. There we go. So it slides in there, and then here's the whole moving action of it. Now, you might notice this and this over here. This spring actually slides. Let's do it this way. Oh, this is actually hard to do one-handed. It actually slides, sorry, focus back, up inside the handle, around that plastic part, in front of that little part there, and then down around this, as you can see there. That is basically where that goes. And then this handle now springs on that motion, pushes it all the way back out. So that's how that guy works. Now we've got that back together, and all that's left is to just assemble this. Alright, so once you get this thing popped back into place, which can be a bitch, you know, give it a nice solid love tap and it'll eventually go. You'll notice down here that the latch is not closed all the way. However, it is closed enough to hold the lid in place. And if we push on this button, oh, look at that, it moves. So when we close this, it's closed, and if we push the button, it's again not a one-hand operation, it opens. So there that is, a fix for the stupid latch assembly on the early 2000 Silverados. Early 2000s, I guess I should say. There you go, guys. Enjoy.